Welcome, of course, to the first edition of Eblaze Xtended, of course, where we take a closer look, up close and personal, with artists here locally and definitely personalities from Jamaica. Of course, I had to start with definitely not a small artist, but a small act. A big artist with a big voice. Jesse Royal is in the building. Hey, Jesse.
Greetings. Thank you for having me. It's truly a pleasure to be here. You know?
Anytime, man. It feels like you've been in the industry for quite some time. When did you start professionally as an artist?
Very good question. When did I start professionally as an artist? I would like to say probably 2010, 2011. You know, but I've always been making art and making music with my brothers, Daniel Bambata, who is Ziggy Marley's first son, and also a youth named Kurt White, who is Crash Dummy Productions, you know. So we've, from younger days, youthful days, that's kind of been my little team, and we together developed our sound, and to this day I attribute a lot of what I am and what my sound is to those days that we spent together just making music carefree, not even knowing that music could be a career for us. Yes, obviously we saw, understood the level, obviously with Ziggy Marley and Stephen Marley and certain things, but it was never necessarily a thought of mine that, all right,
this
you
want to be your profession.
Yeah. We just sing because we love singing. My grandmother and my mother are great singers also.
Really? You know, so, they used to be what, backup vocalist or just sing in church?
No, well, my mother used to sing on the choir. My grandmother used to be choir director.
Yes.
We never used to sing.
You never used to sing on choir, to Jesse?
No. Well, no, when I was younger, you just remind me of one time in my life. When I was younger, I did sing with a thing called, what name? Praise
and worship?
No, something in name. I don't remember. You know, but yeah, I definitely was a part of like a little kids choir, but that was like 2-3 years. Kids Praise, is that the name?
Yeah, that sounds very familiar. That sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Talk to us about school. Like, when you were going to school, is there subjects that you liked? Did you want to do a specific kind of a career? Because it wasn't necessarily music that you were thinking of. What were you thinking of?
Well, when I was in school, well, who know me knows me as a rough youth, you know, so when I was in school, I was definitely very athletic, you know, so...
Usain Bolt?
No, not Usain Bolt. We used to play basketball and football.
Basketball, but you're not taught, I mean, you're not short, but you...
Yeah, no, but the thing about basketball is really about skill, you know.
I mean, jumping.
It's really not about jumping. You jump to be closer to the hoop.
Yes.
Right, but if you can figure out ways to score without having to do that, it's still possible.
Okay.
And that's how my mind works. Like as you progress, you'll realize my mind works in a different way where I learn how to say there's a million ways to the top of the hill, although the view remains the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
So yeah, for me, I did like art to an extent, you know, but I did like art, but I never too love the artsy people, you know.
Okay.
I did like science, but I never too love the science people.
So you just don't like people? Is that
no, it's not necessarily saying I don't like people, I just didn't identify with them. Meaning say, I was never that, but I was interested in these particular subjects like biology. I really was interested in learning how the body works.
Yeah.
You know, psychology, or figure out them little thing after, like why we think sociology, them thing, they definitely interested me. And obviously art, how you can manipulate colors and sound, and how you can make lifeless things seem like them have life. You know, them thing they did always interest me. But
I guess you're doing that with music now.
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, I always tell people music are one of the closest things where you can get to, like, you can't be God, you know, but you can kind of feel how it feels to create something. You know what I mean? Like something that didn't exist yesterday now exists because of your mind and spirit, you know what I mean? And if people did look at music that way, in terms of understand how sacred of a thing it is, you know what I mean, I think would have been a better place, but time will tell, you know.
Time will tell. Modern Day Judas, you would consider that to be your breakout single? Or the single that made the world know who Jesse Royal?
No, I'll definitely say that. And big up to Winter James, wherever I'm there. One of the greatest producers out of Jamaica, you know. But yeah, Modern Day Judas definitely brought, I guess, Jesse Royal name to a household level, you know, where people who don't necessarily care about reggae music are know who Jesse Royal is from a grassroots level, know the song, you know. So I definitely give thanks for songs and moments like that. But every song we sing is kind of just a different chapter of the book. And everything have relevance in the bigger picture and the whole story to what we do. So we give thanks for ones that whole heap of people know, but we also are very grateful for the inspiration that was channeled to the ones that literally forward through and get to see the light of day and everything have its place.
What is your songwriting process like? Like when you're going to be recording a song, how does it start? It starts with a sound and a word and inspiration. How do you determine when you're going to record a song, and how does the process work?
Well, I can tell you when I was younger, I used to write. Like I used to have a whole heap of books. And like even modern day Judas did about 7 verse.
Wow.
You know, but Winter said, no, bro, just relax. we only need 3, you know.
Like
but
4 songs
at
in
that
one.
time, I just write. Now I've graduated to a place where I channel a lot more. Like my last album, Royal, that got nominated for the Grammy. I didn't write anything down. You know, a lot of it was just channeled, like listening to the music, understanding, interpreting, listening to my feelings and my thing, them what me I hear inside, and channel that in a melody and put that in a words. And that's kind of a concept that I've stuck with, because I realize when me sing them the song them on stage now, because I tour a lot.
Yeah.
I realize that I'm singing them from a different place than when you write it down and study it.
Yeah.
You know, when me I sing them song, you know, it's like them song is a part of my genes.
So
like
you can't forget the lyrics.
Yeah, I can't forget the lyrics because they are etched in me, because it was a moment of me creating something, and I can go right back to that moment in time, and I can interpret different melodies different ways, because it's like I still have it at the place where the clay not painted and the clay is still very malleable. So you know what I mean? Like it's like some song back in the day, me have to sing it the same way I sing it on the record.
Yeah.
But them song, you know, me can sing it a million ways, because it's me and mold the clay, you know.
So they probably think you're remixing it on stage.
yeah. I mean, whatever. You say one thing, you know, me tell people, you say, Royal don't ever want to lose his love for music and my connection with music. So yes, I admire and I appreciate fans and people and pundits and the people, but it's not about them.
Yeah.
It's not about them, and I'm not here to try and like feed people insatiable appetite. It's in me here for channel and I light, allow the Almighty to work through me, inspire who we can inspire, touch who we can touch, change what we can change. And as me say, shine we like that way, but at no point in time am I here for like compromise for a couple set of guys who don't even realize the real value of what reggae is.
That is probably something what people would call doing commercial music. I think you have a different concept of what you'd like to see commercial music be.
All right, watch this one. It might sound strange, like we did I say, but you can have honest politicians. you can have healthy fast food. Yeah, you can have
healthy fast food is like grape or orange.
Yeah, but it's still healthy fast food. So what I'm trying to show you is there's a possibility to make conscious commercial music.
Yeah.
Conscious music that everybody can listen to. Cause me is one of the people that don't feel like reggae is a Sunday thing.
Yeah.
Reggae is a conversation where your children need to understand. Cause guess what? You see, if your youth them don't understand reggae, which is the only genre we're dedicated to love, unity, peace, overstanding, what you call it, recalibration, re-energizing. This is the only genre. Everything else are shoot, kill, take this, take that, rob them, loot from them, steal from them. So if you don't find it important to ensure so your youth them understand this language, don't tell with about nothing else, right? Because this is like one of the first foundations in how them brain are go wire, right? It's either you gotta tell them 1, 2, 3, or uno dos tres, or whatever them saying in Portuguese, or whatever them saying in un, deux, trois, whatever them saying in French, right?
Oui.
And these things is going to be the foundation of how them look upon life.
How do you separate your concept in your head, reggae versus dancehall? Because I know that
reggae no versus dancehall, man.
Reggae or dancehall. I know that you've had collaborations with dancehall acts. I think there's a track that you have with Cartel
I'm a big big fan of dancehall.
Okay.
Because you have to understand, you know, it's like me, Cartel make an analogy the other day, which was so intelligent. You know, like the man say, yo, you dip a glass in the ocean, and you hold up the glass, and then you say to somebody, look, there are no sharks in the water. So for you to use the limited idea of a few dancehall artists with a few concepts, and say that dancehall is horrible, right? Or for you to say, yo, you limit reggae artists to just a few concepts and you say, boy, I'm gonna like reggae. It's like, bro, just open your mind. Like, there's a whole heap of things in a reggae where you can relate to what can help you get through life. And there's a whole heap of things in a dancehall also you other people.
Yes.
What feel like, say, it's all about sitting on top of a hill and acting like we are greater or better than anybody. Like, that is not what royal I deal with. My whole thing is God make we.
Do you think that there should be a separation though? Especially when you look at the Reggae Grammy,
all right, listen.
and you were nominated to.
Yeah, like you were saying, I've been,
separate?
like you said, I've done lovely music with dancehall artists.
Exactly.
Like me and Cartel do whole heap of music. Me and Skull them have music. Me and whole heap of people, and I'm a rate enough dancehall artists. Like you say, I've been nominated for a Grammy. I can tell you this much: I tour the world a lot, and there's nobody in the world saying that, hey, this person does reggae or this person does dancehall.
It's just reggae.
Everything is just
reggae.
Products of Jamaica.
Yes.
No, you see what happens all the time, you know, it's like, you see when time, like, this might sound away, you know, but you see when a white man look, and just a black man, you know, a black man I say, yo, no, but him darker, him lighter, him little more. You see, when we look and we see white people, we think them just white, but it's white people I say, no, but I'm not, I'm Chinese. What do you mean? You understand?
No, that's the thing generally, even Asia.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying.
Chinese, Vietnamese,
they're all different, but then from the outside looking in, everybody look like Asian, right?
Yes.
So what me I say to you now is that now with the knowledge of this concept, let us not fall victim to the limiting beliefs of, okay, so things go. No, it's like make open my mind and think a little, right? And allow our children to have the opportunity to also think for themselves, right? Like me say to you, it's like you hear me say, an honest politician, it sound like you can't believe it. Well, me want to live in a world where that is the norm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We
it's
hope
like,
we get to that
place.
place.
You see, even me as a Rasta man, don't feel like say me come to spend the whole of my life and fight for people, but don't even necessarily know what them want.
Do you consider Rastafari or being a Rastafarian as your religion?
No. Rasta is not, well, for Anna, Rasta is not a religion. I mean, religion is like you walk back a person and to me, Rasta is like a way of life, it's a liberty. Like, Rasta is everything your doctor tell you now. Say, hey, don't eat this, don't eat that. Drink, make sure you have enough water. Make sure Rasta is what your preacher wants to be telling you. Say, hey, you have to live good, care, share, forgive and be forgiven. You know, the same thing Christ, them I say, Muhammad, them I say, Haile Selassie I say, you know. Rasta now is the redemption of our identity as black people.
Okay.
So you have to understand, so you live in a world where the white man is healing a white man. The Asian man is healing Asian. The Indian man is healing Indian. Is the black man alone seem very confused, right? So when you say a black man I heal a white man as his idea of the highest thing you can be, then you know, say, all right, if you're thinking, then you will see that all right, this really not add up, right? So, so therefore, that's why I don't really encourage no concept. I just encourage thinking. Cause you see, life is a thing, and if you look, you will see, and if you listen, you will hear. And that is what Rastafari offer. Cause when it's like on me, me no consume meat, but you will never hear me telling somebody
not to.
Yeah, I mean, me can show you the light, you know. I mean, me can show you why not to, but I will never chastise you for living your life. Cause guess what I don't know? I don't know is which chapter you depend in your book. And you might depend chapter 4 and chapter 8 got so much more what you are gonna show you. So me have to make you go through your journey, live and learn it, and then hopefully you become an example of how good life can be, you know.
Where are you in your journey right now? Where would you consider yourself, whether it's generally for life or music?
I'm at a great place in life now, you know. I can say I have 2 lovely daughters.
Aww.
I have an incredible wife. I have an incredible life, you know what I mean? I get the opportunity to channel the music here through me and then travel the world and deliver the messages. And when I see the smile on people's face and I say, you see through my music good, so me not get no bad energy. See, so when me go and me get to say, me light up some people's face and with the Brazil, with the Brazil.
Yeah, you just came off a Brazilian tour.
Yeah. Just come off a Brazilian tour that went excellent. And we did like 4 cities, Fortaleza, São Paulo, Bahia, and our next Pipa, right? Anyway, we're in Pipa, right? Pipa, which is like the Negril.
Yes.
And while we're up on stage, rampack place, sold out show. And when we're looking at the crowd, while me are saying people, you have man and woman a kiss, man and woman a hug up, like they're feeling the music.
The energy.
And you see when you see say, yo, what them thing your reggae music do to people, when you hear some story and there's no way you cannot be grateful, right? I know a whole heap of people who wish them did born in Jamaica, you know, like, you see them thing here what we have naturally?
Yeah.
And we move and we talk and we walk. You have some people around in this world who wish they even if they've never born, them could have spent a couple of them years, right? What we have naturally. So what I say to you is like, it's so little of us with so much work to do. And it's like, you know, like if everybody could have seen how valuable they are to the bigger picture, you know, if every Jamaican could have seen them worth and see them value, it's like, I can only imagine how beautiful this place would be, because like, beyond the strife and the warfare and the suffering, and we are incredibly resilient and great and impactful
powerful
people. Yeah, powerful people. And it's like me reach a place, you know, where that's the story what I want to tell. It's like us continuing to talk about suffering pleases who? Like us acting like poverty is a badge of honor serves what purpose, right? So that me I deal with, you know, which is why me even did create the song Rich Forever. And if you notice in the song, there's absolutely nothing said about money. Because me I try re-establish our real like dignity just through your identity. Like from your black you're up.
Yeah.
You see me, like from your black you're up. That's the first thing, you know what I mean? And then when you're black in the Caribbean, you triple up. Because you're that much more connected to the source. And we don't here so don't even know how important it is, you know. So when, even if police are stop you, it's a black man. Even if you go stand up in front of a judge, it's a black man. When you go check your doctor, it's a black man. There's some black people in this world that was still don't have any sort of like, not even a role model, just nothing what them can identify with as up. So make we start embrace the reality of what we are and stop trying to act like, you know what I mean, like we are doomed to suffer and die, you know what I mean?
Is that what you want to be, a role model for the younger generation looking at you? Not necessarily looking at you wanting to be artists, but just generally.
Yeah, and what you see when you see what life offer, you're gonna realize that Jesse Ryle are more than just artist thing. Yeah? And we are gonna definitely inspire some youths who are gonna come do some greater things than I could have ever imagined and make way more money than me could have ever conceived. And that is how it is supposed to be, right? And that is all me I say. Is like me is one of them youth that were, okay, may I see a little further. You know, like how some people forget say, you have a 1652 and you have a 3525. Yeah, it's like you're a little 70 and 80 years. Come on, relax. You know,
it's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, like so when you realize that you really act like, all right, make we try to do what we can while we're here with what we have. Like, if not we, then who? If not now, then when?
You know, I know Jesse Warrell has a nice connection to marijuana as well.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
is it
big connection.
Because it's like,
big up Jacana every time, everywhere,
like
every day.
April 20, which is like the weed anniversary.
Yeah. All right. So I can speak to that. So for me, I have been very intentional in terms of connecting cannabis culture around the world with Jamaica. Jamaica has been the loudest voice from the beginning of time, where legalization and decriminalization of marijuana, herb, ganja, weed, cannabis, anything what you want to call it, from the jump, right? So in these times, with me understanding the bigger industry and the bigger opportunities for Jamaica, these are just small steps in terms of bringing awareness as well as bringing other players a little bit closer to Jamaica in terms of understanding what the culture is about, respecting our native strains as well as coming and holding our vibes with this reggae music here, what have impacted people around the world. From cannabis culture, I talk about the growers, not for the growers. That reggae music, them a grow herb around the world. If you walk in any dispensary anywhere around the world, them a play reggae music. If you look at half of these farmers and you ask them how they did get involved with cannabis, I'm pretty sure it was a reggae song that led them there.
Yeah.
Right? So
reggae and cannabis is tied like
from the beginning of time. So we just try to be a little bit more intentional now and connect the communities a little bit more to see what are the real possibilities of these partnerships and relationships that will build naturally just from us coming closer together. Herb is a big thing. We are a big thing.
Where would you want to see the cannabis culture, the cannabis industry in Jamaica? Where would you want to see it, or what would you want to see for it?
I want to see it get to the level where every Jamaican, whether you consume cannabis or not, whether you're a fan of it or not, some way, shape or form benefit from it.
Gotcha.
Because every other country in the world that we consider rich or wealthy or well off is just countries that have learned how to harness their resources. Right? If you look at this man, he's going to take care of oil. You look for America, they're going to sell you Fox and NBA and NFL. You have people in Jamaica sit down and watch Super Bowl like them know nothing about, or that like that important to it. Right? You have people in the deepest parts of Africa have on a New York Yankees hat. So America has been great with selling culture.
Exactly.
Right? So we Jamaica now have to understand that, okay, this marijuana, this herb is one of our resources that God has gifted us, along with the reggae music, along with the people. And we could try to put everything together and figure out a way of up the value, up the worth, right? Without having to borrow and lie and cheat and steal the way through life, you know?
What about international cannabis exporters, producers coming to Jamaica and actually, harvesting and working?
Man, them for come. Make them forward, man. Make them forward. And because everything in our life, you forward and I'll forward.
Yes.
I'll go there, right? So them are going to come here, so, and them are going to get a little bit of knowledge and whatever. And they're going to open up and give us access to their 100 million people.
There you go.
And this is what I'm talking about in terms of it being beneficial upon a larger scale for Jamaica, right? It's like if you go to Saudi Arabia and you see certain places and certain people, everybody are working, but everybody's benefiting from the resource that we have. Yeah, what it means to be Jamaican, more than say, you love ackee and saltfish.
There you go.
Yeah, like let's think now, you know what I mean? Like, what does it really mean? That's why you have people who rather be American, because at least them know so them have a chance, right? Like, what does it really mean to be Jamaican? What do we own? What is mine?
Bob Marley, Usain Bolt, and reggae music.
Yeah, but that me past that now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What I mean is like when you have people who can't swim at the beach, these are the questions you start asking. What does it mean to be a Jamaican? If you have people who are forced into certain ways of living, certain people who can't access certain things, certain people who can't, a man if him can't even find him birth certificate, him can't open a bank account, it's like, what does it mean to be Jamaican? What you know what I mean? So that's what me doing in life right now, where it's like, all right, make we try put some things together what look like it can represent we, because me love the place, I love Jamaica as the place, but as me say when we start check our stack, when you go out there in the world and a man from over there and a man from over there, so he can tell you what it means to be. A man in America can tell you what it means to be American.
What does it mean to you to be Jamaican?
What it means to me to be Jamaican is to essentially be one of the highest Africans that ever existed, right? The royal people that refused to, accept slavery or a lower life as our identity. You have people who would disagree with me, but if you look on how the Caribbean set is, and if you understand?
The rebel.
You drop off the rebel them first, and as you go lower into the Caribbean, the people them get a little bit more docile and a little bit more accepting and tolerant. Right. And this is not knocking anybody, but it's a reason why we is what we is. So as I say, I understand me as a Jamaican, but my history stretch beyond the Middle Passage, right? And you can't tell me as a Jamaican because me was brought on a slave ship come Africa. So what I'm identifying myself with is my history before that, right? And I was either a king or a prince or just somebody of high dignity in a land far off. And that is what I identify with, because that is why I move, right? Because your granny might be in England for 30 years now, but what is she?
She's Jamaican.
All right. So me might there now for a couple of years, but essentially the reason why my skin is how it is was to combat the climate that I was
born in.
The reason why my mind work out well, the reason why I can jump higher than the next guy, the reason why my third eye open, the reason why my body a little more resilient than them is because I am essentially African. It's not because of the diet of like saltfish or the slave master did send down here for me, and it's not because we did carry ackee in our head top and carry it come down here come plant. Yeah, so I'm just somebody who refused to accept like a very minuscule, limited
existence.
Explanation of who I am. Yeah, so Jamaica exists, yes, but I'm bigger than that, you know.
We love that. We absolutely love that. New material. You have a new track. Talk to us about that particular song, that inspiration.
Yeah, so the next track that I've just released, or the track that I just released, as I say, goes in line with this intentional thinking that I've been doing, and just intentional with everything I'm doing. My last releases have been Hope featuring Romain Virgo, my brother from another one of Jamaica's most incredible voices. Then I dropped Blessing featuring Johan Marley, which is Stephen Marley's son, Joe Mercer, little brother, and we do that song for a specific purpose, and because of Joe Mercer transition and the inspiration that song needed to be for a lot of people. And then I did a song named Love That Don't Change for my daughter them, reminding them that you have one person in your life where no matter what, I gonna love you. The up, the down, the wrong, the right, the in between. And then now I have a song named Light of Mine, which is the next release. So as I say, everything has been intentional because I just really like value my people's time, I value, and it's like I just want to see, you know, like how like your mother used to tell you, say, yo, imagine if you did just take school serious, because you're passing, you know. You're pass, you're doing enough for pass, but it's like,
really focusing.
Yes, it's like me, I say, what if we really remind people what love is, you know, like what if we really remind people, say, yo, you know, say you're uniquely and divinely designed and like carefully crafted, like there will never be another you. Like, you know, if we make people understand that, you know what I mean, what will that birth? You know, so that's why I be so intentional with my music. If one thing me can do is, you know what I mean, spread my light. So yeah, the next tune is This Little Light of Mine. We're gonna make it shine, you know. Man, I start from scratch like Lee Perry.
Who produced the track? And
Dre Teggs. Dre Teggs, incredible producer who also did Blessing for me. And he actually did Home for me on the album that was nominated for a Grammy. I kind of saw me make music, you know. There's people me and them have vibes and we can sit, talk, reason, because me I say I'm not necessarily writing. People don't send me beat, we have to just sit down and make music, so that me I deal with, you know.
I love that. All right, so we're going to wrap Eblaze Xtended, but we want you to tell our listeners why it is that if they've never tuned in to any material from Jesse Royal, why should they do that?
Well, if you've never tuned into any material from Jesse Royal, first of all, you're doing yourself a big injustice. See? Second of all, yo, you need good vibes, man. It's like every day can be bitters and some little rough vibes, you know what I mean? And we make music to get your spirit high, you know what I mean? Like we make music to refuel you, you know? So there is definitely some point in the day, whether it's early morning when you go work out or you just want to start your day, or at the end of the day.
With blessings.
I mean, trust me, if you start your day with Blessings or Rich Five or like one of them tunes that I guarantee you're gonna have a different day. Cause word, sound, power. You know, it's a real thing. Speak it, live it, and trust me, it'll go forward. You know, so for me, I'm gonna find something for listen. I would recommend like Blessing, Light of Mine, Rich Forever, or like This Morning, like them tune there, because those are the songs that definitely refuel me, and I think it might do the same for you. You know what I mean? The next thing them are gonna make the whole on the grow locks on the head. So if you're ready for that, you can go deeper into the royal catalog. But if you just want to know, say you're living a love and you keep the light shining and you want your blessings keep flowing, yeah, go and go check out them there, yeah? Salute.
Thank you so much, Jesse Royal.
Thank you so much for having me.
Blessings and respect.
Yeah, man, keep it
Eblaze
blessing.
Xtended with a small axe with a big voice, Jesse Royal.
You know it's Fame 95. Hey, yo, you know.
The rhythm of your life.
Fame FM.